WCW Monday Nitro, March 5th, 2001. And yes, Brian, after this show, there's only 3 episodes to go.
Oh, man. And actually, there was stuff I liked on this show. Not all of it.
There was stuff I hated on this show.
There was stuff I liked.
There was... Well, we'll get into it. Mm-hmm. Rick Steiner's in the ring as the show begins, cutting a promo on Booker T. Booker responds, vows to win the U.S. title, and so the match begins. It's Booker T versus Rick Steiner for the U.S. title. As we are told, the referee is Scott James. He can't be Scott Armstrong. Has to use his real name here as a referee. Gotta have credibility. So, Steiner goes up top of the Bulldog.
Talk about the random promo by Rick Steiner.
I did. Do you want to talk about it more?
They just babbled on forever, and they started the show in the middle of a Rick Steiner promo.
Where were you when I talked about this?
I was getting the music, dude. I got a lot of shit I got to do here. I run the board. I run all this stuff.
Right.
You want to run the fucking music?
It'd be better.
You don't even know what song it is. What song is it on here? What game loop is it? There's 20 of them. Yes.
It doesn't matter. Pick one.
No, it doesn't matter. It's the same song every week.
It doesn't have to be. It can be any song you want.
So, yeah, sometimes I'm doing some shit here, Vinny. I don't ignore you because you suck. I ignore you because I'm doing other shit. And I pay attention. I'm like, I was only looking at that for 2 seconds. Could he really have talked about Rick Steiner's opening promo?
I mean, Daddy, you're
I said all I had to say, Brian, but clearly you have more to say, so have at it.
I don't know what you said, so just talk about the match.
No. So,
I don't care.
So Steiner goes to the Bulldog, but Booker T brings him down with an avalanche jackhammer, which I don't think was the idea. And then Rick hits a low blow, and Scott Steiner attacks with a DQ. DDP makes a save. We have another long, rambling promo. As the babyfaces are clearing the ring, Scott tries to just get thrown over the top rope, and something went haywire.
The bridge was too high.
He goes Adam's apple first into the rope. I screamed. He's Scott Steiner. He can't be killed, so he survived. And,
well, let's talk about this spot in this match I don't think you talked about. When they both fell down...
The avalanche jackhammer, was that it?
That's what you got out of it?
Was it off the top? Was it off the ropes?
No.
Okay, that's something else.
Rick Steiner tried to lift him up, and they both just fell down.
Well, that sounds bad.
In a heap.
That sounds bad.
And the announcer had to explain this, and their explanation was, they both fell down.
Duly noted.
Well, they're not wrong.
Okay.
You can't
See,
lie.
I knew you didn't talk about that.
You can't lie to the fans, Brian.
And security breaks it up, and we get a tag match for later on. Because, you know, when this match was over, I thought, you know what I want to see more of on this show? These two guys.
Yes.
But I will say that Booker being out there has added life to this show.
It is a huge change.
They've brought a star back, and now, like, shit feels a little more important.
Yes. And then, much like Dynamite today, they run down the rest of the show.
Good.
Yeah. Your main event is Jeff Jarrett versus Dusty Rhodes.
Bad. That's your main event?
That's what they said.
They just announced the main event.
That's what they said. They had a recap. Brian made a segment into the show. A recap of all of Dusty's appearances this year.
Did they really say that was the main event?
I'm
Dusty
pretty sure
Rhodes
they
and
did.
Jeff Jarrett?
I can go back and check.
So they announced the main event and then say another match is the main event.
Right.
I mean, I don't care. It's just like, really?
So they recap the Cruiserweight Tag Team tournament that's going on, including a match on Thunder, where the Young Dragons beat Kwee Wee and Mike Sanders.
We gotta start watching these Thunders. We're missing out on some action.
Now I know you've gone mad.
The Young Dragons versus Mike Sanders and Kwee Wee in a tournament match? How could that be bad?
Speaking of tournaments, AJ Styles, yes, that AJ Styles, and Air Paris versus Elix Skipper and his mystery partner.
So apparently Lance was looking for Air Paris.
Did you hear about this?
He's been found.
Oh, where's he?
He's on Twitter.
I actually pulled it up. He said something, where's Air Paris been? Frank Paris answers him back, proud dad of 2 beautiful daughters and the best husband I can be.
What a happy ending.
Yeah.
So forth and so on. Some guy, 2 posts later, he passed away in 2004.
Yeah, people thought he was dead.
Frank goes, I did? He goes on to say something about a car accident.
Welcome to the internet. Because people believe everything they read on the internet. They're doubting Air Paris.
Yes.
That is
Air
amazing.
Paris says he's alive. Bullshit. I read that he was dead.
The same guy that answered, he said he passed away in 2004. He goes, yeah, he passed away in a snowmobiling accident in the Colorado mountains. What?
It's amazingly specific.
We've gotten to the point where people argue with someone who's alive about whether or not they're dead.
No, sir. I'm very sad to inform you, you are dead.
Wow.
Well,
I thought I'd heard it all with that Cruz argument, but go ahead.
So Elix Skipper here is doing a Deion Sanders knockoff gimmick. He's prime time Elix Skipper. He steals Deion's promo from 1994 about "This is my house. I built this place." He teases his partner forever and then says it's Kid Romeo, who they did one video package for. So they come out. So this show, to recap, was March 5th, 2001. Drowning Pool released their song Bodies 2 months later. Let the Bodies Hit the Floor. I believe it was inspired by this match. Dive after dive after dive after dive after
There were
dive.
so many dives in this match that if the Young Bucks watched this match, they'd be like, what the fuck's with all the fucking
Somebody
dives?
grab a hold.
They're literally, I started writing down all these dives, and then I was like, then there were a bunch more dives. Like, there were so many dives in this match.
I wrote a nonstop barrage of dives from ring to floor and floor to floor. Impossible to track the falling bodies. And that's when the light bulb went off.
Literally, there may have been more dives in this match than the 30-minute match that we saw at Revolution on Saturday.
Entirely possible.
And there was a lot of dives in that match.
Yes.
AJ Styles is in there, and he is very athletic. He actually has not slowed down that much from 19 years ago, which is a fucking miracle if you've watched the rest of his career.
Yes.
Where, like, and, you know, it's right, 2008, I thought that he was going to be dead in a few years when he was taking power bombs into guardrails, shit like that. Yeah. Now he's just working the exact same as he was 19 years ago. He's a much better worker now.
Yes.
I remember, I think it was on our show, actually, that AJ told the story about how, I guess he was in Japan and he would do matches with the Young Bucks, and they would come up with like 8 million things that he wanted to do. And he said, when I was young, I did that exact same thing. I just thought up of 8 million moves that I wanted to do. And now I look at these guys and I'm like, I can't remember all that shit. And so he said, just tell me as little as you need to, because I can't remember all of it. And I remember King of the Indies 2001, he was in it. And we showed up and he was in the ring for like 4 hours before the show, going over all the stuff that he was going to do in his matches. Now, he probably sits with Tanahashi like Jericho did for 20 minutes and they come up with their whole match. But anyway, he's doing all of these moves. He does a springboard high cross they call the flying squirrel. See, that's what he calls it, they said.
Okay, I missed that. I thought they were calling AJ himself the flying squirrel. And I was like, somebody, Undertaker needs to bring that nickname back right now.
He calls...
kick your ass, little flying squirrel.
He calls the move the flying squirrel.
Wow.
And they did a million moves, and then Kid Romeo hit a move, and he won. Mm-hmm. But they had no replay, so I don't know what the move was.
I believe it was a Northern Lights bomb.
They just cut to the back. It was very exciting.
Oh, it sure was.
It was ridiculous. Like, people are mad today about people killing the business. Holy fuck. This match in 2001, I can't believe there was it. This might have been what killed WCW. There's only 3 shows left. Maybe it was all these moves.
There were none left for anyone else?
Yes, WCW died because of this match. They're right.
Sean O'Hare gets a promo backstage on Totally Buffed. They have a match that's Totally Buffed. By the way, it is now officially Totally Buffed. That's the name of the team.
Cool.
They have a match with Totally Buffed at the pay-per-view. He has a match with Lex Luger tonight.
Maybe it's not that they're strong, but that they're...
very shiny?
Shiny.
They are. It's accurate.
Yes,
yeah.
Totally buffed.
Yeah. So he's going to fight tonight. He's going to make sure they get payback for jumping Palumbo last week. It's a very simple, basic promo.
It was so much better than his promos the last couple of weeks where he screamed.
Million, billion times better.
Just talking like a normal guy, saying, tonight, Lex, you're going to know what it's like to be in a real fight.
Yes.
Now, they did the match, and I can tell you for a fact, it was not a real fight.
But when he talked...
I believed it might be.
This felt like a guy who had been in a fight before and was going to bring another fight to somebody else.
Yes.
It was an unspeakable improvement over what he's been doing lately.
But in execution, they had a very fake match.
Sadly, they didn't have a match. Watching Lex Luger bump in 2001 is just painful.
Yes.
He tells the story of when he slept wrong on a plane basically and woke up paralyzed is what he says. And you watch him here, it's totally believable. This looks like a man on the verge of paralysis at any point.
Okay, so there's a spot in this match that I have to talk about.
Is it the metal elbow forearm?
No.
Is it the boot?
No, what happens
Okay.
is
We
all have a nominee.
Yes.
O'Hare does a flip and he sells his knee.
Yes.
Okay. Buff Bagwell then runs down with a chair, and the referee has to be distracted.
Right.
Okay. So, does Buff get in the ring and hit a chair shot and then bail? No. Buff gets in the ring and he starts hitting him with his chair. Bang! 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 He's just fucking banging on him with this fucking chair. I'm like, how long does this referee have to be distracted? Bagwell's like building a house. Bang! 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 The referee's still distracted. I'm like, dude, how long is this going to go on? Bang! 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 Then he puts the chair on the ground and he starts putting the guy's ankle in the chair.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm like, it's been 5 minutes.
The match is still going on.
So I'm like, fuck, just get the fuck, get it over with and get out of here so this ref doesn't have to look so stupid. So he starts to go to Pillmanize the leg, and then the ref just turns around and catches him.
Yeah. Yes.
I was so angry
I don't blame you.
that I had watched this fucking referee have to be distracted for 5 minutes when the end of the spot is he just catches the fucking guy anyway. He says, get out of the ring. So Bagwell gets out of the ring. So then 5 seconds later, this fucker gets distracted again and Buff gets back inside the ring.
Yes. This all happened.
Buff then accidentally hits Luger. The ref turns around, and there's Bagwell in the ring again. And he goes, hey, get out of the ring. I'm like, fuck you. Just fuck off. O'Hare hits the senton. He gets the pin. By this point, nothing was saving this match.
No.
This match was done. And then, after the finish, when O'Hare pins Luger, guess who gets back in the ring again?
Marcus back.
Bagwell. And he hits the blockbuster. Holy God, I wrote end already.
Yeah.
And then thankfully they did end.
Okay.
That sucked. That segment sucked.
This all started. Palumbo runs down to help out Sean O'Hare. They're in the corner, and Chuck runs over. He's at the feet of Sean O'Hare, and Luger is standing right there looking at him. And Palumbo, you can hear him, boot me. And Luger goes, buh? Palumbo reaches in, grabs Luger's boot.
Yes, this is all before the Buff Bagwell stuff.
Yes. And he takes Luger's foot and thrusts it into his own chest, and he falls backwards. And then Luger catches on. Oh, you want me to boot you? And he does it again. Unbelievable.
So Brian has talked about the end of the match. Craig has talked about the middle. I'm going to talk about something near the beginning.
Wait till I talk about Raw based on this.
So there's a spot where Luger gets whipped into the corner, and he comes off with the stainless steel forearm of death. And I think he actually legitimately rocked Sean O'Hare's head with a stainless steel forearm. Because O'Hare goes down. Lex stalls forever before making the cover. He is just flexing and posing and killing all kinds of time. Eventually, he drops down to make this cover, and O'Hare can just barely roll over to one side to get his shoulder up. It's very strange. Then O'Hare comes down, grabs Lex right in front of the ref. There's a wackiness with the boot. They start brawling out there. Then Buff's in the ring for 20 minutes, building the house. Then Buff's back in the ring. O'Hare was, I wrote, what the hell was going on? Then O'Hare went to the senton. What was this shit, I asked. So as Buff is doing the blockbuster to O'Hare back in the ring, I thought, where's Chuck Palumbo? To which Tony asks, where's Chuck Palumbo? He was decked, apparently, on the outside. Brian, I described this segment as a catastrophe.
Hey, that's not a bad word.
Yeah.
You know, this you mentioned Chuck Palumbo because he was involved here. This is a minor pet peeve, but it's another. I was talking about Charlie Caruso earlier. Every time Charlie Caruso interviews Seth Rollins, he has to call her Chuck.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. It's a Charlie Brown joke.
Right.
From the fucking 70s. Peppermint Patty always called Charlie Brown Chuck. Like, it's maybe mildly funny one time.
Does that mean Murphy is Marcy?
He does it
her name?
every single solitary time. He's a geek. He's supposed to be a main eventer, and he's calling her Chuck every time. An old Charlie Brown joke. Please stop. Thank you.
A limousine arrives, but as we would learn, it's not arriving at the building. It's arriving somewhere else. We cut inside.
Where did it arrive at?
Well, Brian,
Hospital.
the hospital.
Okay.
The hospital. Inside the limo, of all people, Sean Stasiak and Canyon.
What a duo.
They say they've arrived at the hospital. Canyon is there, he says. I'm here to pay Miss Jones a visit. And he actually explained, God bless him, I've paid for a camera crew. They're up there already to capture it all. Stasiak can't believe Canyon's going through with this, but he takes time to autograph a photo for Miss Jones, because everyone loves autographed celebrity photos. And Canyon's getting out of the car. Stasiak's laughing at a grand old time. There's a shot of the driver holding up his cell phone, and then the window closes. So I
don't know.
Was the driver recording the call or the conversation?
Maybe he was.
Which, come to think of it, Stasiak was there. Maybe that's his idea.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if it goes anywhere or not, but I was confused by this. And going back over, even more confused, because it never comes up again. Chavo does a promo, or he starts to cut a promo. He's talking about Shane Helms. I'm not scared of Shane Helms. He should be scared of me. He should be running from me. I've beaten him before. I'll leave him lying in blood at greed. That's all fine. And then it is to somewhere else in the back. We cut to Conan and Lance Storm mid-conversation, and Lance Storm says, quote, "Nice match on Thunderworth Awesome. If I knew you were that easy to beat, I would have wrestled you myself." It may have been faster than that. 4 dudes getting a brawl. Anyone get more than this than I did?
Except for Canyon's horrendous tracksuit.
Canyon had, thank you, Craig. Canyon had a horrendous tracksuit.
Conan, I'm sorry.
Probably both.
Okay.
May well have been both. Holy cow. Jeff Jarrett versus Dusty Rhodes is announced.
Boy.
Outcomes. What we
May I?
Please.
Have at it, Brian. The floor is yours.
Loved this segment with all my life.
Really?
Jeff Jarrett is doing this promo, and he calls out Dusty Rhodes. And a fake Dusty Rhodes come out. Some dude in a fat suit and a Dusty Rhodes mask. And this guy waddles down to the ring. And he gets in the ring, and him and Jarrett are going to have a match. And of course, it's a fake match. But like, I didn't know who it was going in. As soon as this fake Dusty got in the ring, I'm like, this fucking guy is doing a great job playing Dusty Rhodes. I wonder who this is. Then as soon as he locked up,
Yep.
I knew,
Absolutely.
all right, this guy's fucking been around a long time.
I'll say.
Then as soon as he got the eye poke, I knew it was Ric Flair. And Ric Flair, in a fat suit, pretending to be Dusty Rhodes, was still maybe the best worker on the entire show.
That's entirely possible.
He was so fucking good. So
Better than Lex and Sean O'Hara, that's for sure.
Jarrett lays him out, and Dustin runs down to make the save, and Flair, as Dusty, is just lying in the corner. And finally, Flair takes off the makeup, and you see it's Rick, and they start double teaming Dustin. And out comes the actual Dusty Rhodes. So Dusty Rhodes comes out, and he does this fiery comeback.
I'll say.
And he doesn't do anything,
Nope.
but everything is great. And he hits Flair, and he hits Jarrett, and they're ping-ponging all over the place. It's so fucking good. Flair rolls out of the ring. Flair is already out of his mind, but now he's out of his mind in a fat suit with fucking half of his face covered in makeup.
Yeah.
And he starts screaming, "I'm in charge of this place! I own this town! I own this building! And I own you, Dusty Rhodes!" Dusty cuts his promo and he says, "Listen, fat boy!" As soon as he says fat boy, he just fucking starts laughing. He cracks himself up because for the first time in his career, he got to call Rick a fat boy. He's howling and he says, "In Hollywood, there's megastars, there's stars, And then there's principles. But you, Ric Flair, at best, you are now an extra. He just short circuits. He cannot fucking believe that this motherfucker has the temerity to say that he is an extra. He's aghast. And so, of course, he hits the ring in his fat suit. Dusty beats his ass again. Flair's trying to roll out of the ring, but he's too fat. He can't get out. He can't get out of the ring. He's stuck. I'm dying. And then Dusty grabs the mic, and he basically challenges them to greed. It's going to be Dusty Rhodes and Dustin Rhodes against Ric Flair and Jeff Jarrett.
In 2001.
I'm like, my God, what a way to go out. What a way for this company to go out. With their greatest main event ever. I loved it. I loved this segment.
It's not the main event.
Whatever.
So,
maybe they'll announce it the main event anyway.
a couple of things.
Oh, come on. You better not say what.
These aren't even complaints. Ric Flair, for those of you who don't know, when he got into pro wrestling, his hero was the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. His dream gimmick, he didn't want to be the Nature Boy at the time. He wanted to be Pretty Ricky Rhodes, Dusty's brother. 30 years later, he finally gets to be Dusty Rhodes. I bet he had the time of his life, and that's saying quite a bit for Ric Flair.
Oh, he sure did.
For Ric Flair. So during all this melee and brawling and whatever, the announcers keep talking about how, new owners, I hope you're watching this behavior. We're on like week 6 of the new owners coming in to save the day at any time. Spoiler, they don't show up. Dusty starts cutting this promo, and we talk about there's scripted promos, there's bullet points, and there's whatever this was. Dusty had no idea he was going to say when he get in the ring. He starts talking about Jeff Jarrett and Jeff Jarrett's daddy. He goes on a spiel about gas station condoms. And apparently Jerry picked the one that said, this one will make a fool. And that's how they got Jeff Jarrett. Now, someone here, it is not cool when Ric Flair threatened to, in his own words, Jap slap a fan.
Oh,
don't say that, Rick. But yes, it's Jarrett and Flair versus the Rhodeses at Greed. Chavo Guerrero Jr. versus Shane Helms.
This was not as good.
So Shane, he got a new entrance with the Nitro Girls.
I couldn't even believe my eyes. They give this guy a brand new entrance. He's got all of the Nitro Girls out there. We haven't even seen them. I don't even know the last time we saw him dancing. He gets them for his entrance.
Yes.
He's got new music, the lights, the lasers, or whatever the fuck it was, live dancing women, comes down to the ring, does the job to Chavo. I was like, my God.
And one of the girls on the far right, completely out of sync the whole time.
They were not the best dancers.
No.
The world ever saw. So Shane Helms has new music. Now, I remember this music because I thought he did. He had music that was a rap song. He rapped about his own finishing move.
Wow.
The Vertebraker. It wasn't played here, which makes me think, do they have to edit out Vertebraker?
Maybe.
Someone else had the rights to that song?
Maybe he had the rights to it. Although he works for him now, so maybe they were like, we ain't paying you nothing for this song.
I guess
so
not.
We'll just replace it.
So, Kid Romeo and Primetime come out to attack Shane during the match. And that's when it hit me. This episode of Nitro was, in a lot of ways, similar to a contemporary episode of Monday Night Raw. There's a lot of talking. There's a reliance on legends. And there's interference everywhere. They're in the ring doing stuff. It's essentially a 3-on-1 match. The ref is watching. He doesn't care. Chavo wins the brainbuster.
Listen, I love Goldberg, and I have great respect for The Undertaker, but there's a big difference. And that is that when Goldberg and Undertaker are doing their thing, with the exception of Goldberg's promos, because he's a really good promo, like, on this show, these legends overshadowed everyone else on the show. Like, they were better than everybody.
Yeah.
They were better promos than everybody by a ridiculous margin. The action, I mean, they were better than practically everybody. And nowadays, it's like, Undertaker shows up and he does a chokeslam with his jacket still on. Against AJ Styles, of all people. So, there's a big difference.
May I, Vince?
Why, yes, Mr. Proper.
We see Canyon. He
Oh,
enters.
God.
You want to?
Well, now, before that, real quick, this company has 1 month to live.
Okay,
They brought back Ricky Rockman
for spring break.
for the latest spring breakout in a segment that is sponsored by, in the most 2001 thing ever, America Online and 1-800-COLLECT.
Wow.
The rival of 1-800-ATT. Call
They
ATT.
were dueling collect call agencies. Now,
So-
Canyon.
Canyon enters Mrs. Jones's hospital room.
Yeah.
We see she's in a bed. She's got a neck brace on. And we casually see apparently somebody who's had a Harvey Dent-like accident
It's the Invisible Man.
because he's wrapped from his neck to the top of his head.
In Bandit, yes.
I don't know what Canyon's plan was, but he's threatening Mrs. Jones.
Does he look like a guy with a plan?
That's true.
Play Plan of the Cameraman.
Okay. Now, number one, how did they let the camera crew in? Number two, where were all the nurses? Because Mrs. Jones takes one look at him and starts screaming.
There was very lax security.
That's all true.
So he gets closer and closer. He's in minute 2 of his diatribe of how this is revenge for what the cat's done, and he's almost upon Mrs. Jones. I have no idea what he's going to do to this woman, physical or otherwise. I'm not sure.
But clearly up to no good.
And then, after about 3 minutes of him in the room, the cat, who had been in the hospital bed next to her,
Yeah.
has taken off all the bandages and jumps Canyon
And a shirt.
and his shirt and beats the snot out of him.
That happened.
Yes. So
Why didn't he jump Canyon when he walked in the room?
Maybe he had his headphones on.
So that all happened pretty much as you described. The thing is, like 3 times in this brawl, Canyon would take the cat out. He'd waffle in with a bedpan or something.
Yes.
And cat would be down, and Canyon would turn around and he'd threaten Miss Jones more, and then cat would attack him again, and they start over. This did it over and over again, like in a loop.
Yes.
The big finish, in a very literal sense, the cat grabbed some hospital equipment.
Defibrillators.
He defibrillated Canyon's ass. That is not a metaphor. That is not an exaggeration.
And by the way, this is exactly how Austin got his revenge on Mr. McMahon.
No, that was the enema.
But yeah, it was an enema.
Oh, it was Animal. I apologize. But he did hit him with a defibrillator at one point.
He
Well,
did,
he hit him
just
with a
shock him.
bedpan. There was a bedpan.
There's a
shot.
bedpan in that.
That was there too.
If you're listening to this segment and you're thinking this is like is it like a bad ripoff of the Austin McMahon segment, don't even. It's so
No.
much worse than that.
The other question I had is, she got hurt like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and apparently she's in a hospital that's within driving distance
Well-
to Huntsville, Alabama.
We don't know that for sure because none of these people were ever at the building.
Okay.
This could all have been remote. I thought of that too. It's weird, but it's not as bad as when Taker and Kane went to visit their parents at the cemetery.
Okay.
That was worse. It's weird. I did love in this, as there's one point as the cat is beating Canyon's ass, and every time he drives a knee into his head, he shouts, "I hate you, and my mama hates you, and my grandma hates you." I laughed.
That's all.
Well, I laughed because it was Canyon's line, the sincerity with which he described to Miss Jones, "It's nothing personal. You see, I hate him." That's exactly how he said it.
Wait a second.
And then when Shad
that's
attacks
personal.
him and he's screaming, "I hate you,"
Personal, I hate it.
Anyway,
God.
this was really, really dumb.
those were exact words, by the way.
Do we mention this company has 3 weeks to live?
Oh, come on. This was it was funny.
Hugh Morris versus Mike Awesome.
That's a fun match.
2 big giant men flying around throwing each other all over the place. It's an NXT match here.
This was a Johnny Ace match.
Yeah.
All Japan style.
Okay.
Just hit a bunch of moves, big dudes, fly all over.
That's all
crazy
happened.
shit.
For the 3rd time on the show, somebody runs in, attacks somebody right in front of the referee, and it's not a DQ. Now, I know in real life, they actually
Is this where
thought-
Tony Khan got it? I know he's a Nitro fan.
Possible. They thought, everyone believed Eric Bischoff was going to come in and save the day. But this show, in so many ways, felt like senioritis. Like, we have an obligation to the show. but we know it doesn't matter. They interfere. I don't care. Whatever. So Lance Storm attacks because there's one match we have not seen enough in WCW. It's Lance Storm versus Hugh Morris. Morris won with a moonsault. There you go. In the main event.
Well, then Lance put Hugh in the half crab. Conan ran down. So it appears we'll be getting Conan and Hugh Morris against Lance Storm and Mike Awesome.
Someone watched the Filthy Animals and the Misfits in action and thought, how great would it be to put them together?
Nostalgia. Bring back the
Nostalgia for the summer of last year. Winter of last year, actually. Steiners versus Booker T and DDP. First, Rick challenges Booker for the pay-per-view, and Booker accepts. So they do a match.
Booker wants to make sure the title is on the line.
Got to have that U.S. title on the line.
Absolutely.
Well, great. We should not be complaining about that. Booker wants the U.S. title. That's awesome.
Hey, listen, the setup for these, I mean, we got Steiner versus DDP at the show. We now have Rick versus Booker. Now they're facing off against each other. They got time.
Yeah, I don't know when the show is.
They got an actual match. They beat on Booker forever. DDP got a hot tag. It was a very fine professional wrestling match.
Yes.
It was just very, very boring. Mm-hmm. They beat up Booker T for about 20 minutes. Page gets a hot tag, and I will say this, that his hot tag was hot. People are very much into Page's comeback. Eventually, Rick avoids 2 diamond cutters. Oh, the other key is...
the only problem with this was he makes his comeback, and Scott and Booker start brawling to the back, okay?
Yes.
So they're fighting backstage, which, by the way, they're the ones not wrestling each other.
Yeah.
Okay, so they start brawling to the back, and in the ring, Rick Steiner hits the Bulldog on DDP, okay? The Bulldog is his finisher.
Yes.
Whoever this fucking director is, it was more important to him to cut backstage than to show the count after Rick hits his Bulldog. So, you see Rick hit the Bulldog, DDP's down, the guy hit him with his finish, the ref drops, and all of a sudden there's Steiner and Booker brawling in the back. I'm like, what?
Yes.
And they cut back and like, the guys are up. So apparently he kicked out.
Yes. Page kicked out. And then Rick avoided 2 diamond cutters, but Page finally caught him with a 3rd for the win. And Page is celebrating in the crowd when Scott Steiner jumps him and the show goes off the air. Now, before we hit the music and go over these finishes, I looked up WCW Greed on Wikipedia just to check the date. It's March 18th, so we still have 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. I can't help but notice this first entry.
Well, I mean, there aren't many weeks left, dude, so...
There's only 3 weeks of the show.
Yes.
So under storylines...
Are you telling me the Greed is the night before the final Nitro?
I think so.
No, it would be the night before...
Or
2 weeks.
2 weeks before. Yeah.
All right,
Sorry.
Yeah. The event featured wrestlers from pre-existing scripted feuds and storylines.
Cannot handle Wikipedia.
Wrestlers portrayed villains, heroes, or less distinguishable characters in scripted events.
Dude, they do that all the time for all these shows.
I haven't noticed that before.
Yes.
For WCW, it's very appropriate.
Yeah, do they have the fake attendance like they do for every other show?
5,030.
Wow.
5,030. All right, you ready for your music?
Brian, I am ready. The finishes on this show were DQ due to interference, clean pin, pin after interference by 2 dudes and the use of a chair in a match with some unimaginably bad officiating, clean pin when one retired guy imitates and mocks another retired guy and lies down, pin after 2 guys interfere because apparently interference is just legal in WCW now, pin after interference because apparently interference is just legal in WCW now, and pin after low blow.
God, I just realized that in 3 weeks, we're not going to do the finishes report anymore.
WCW Monday Nitro, March 12th, 2001. 2 episodes left after this one.
Mm-hmm. Now every week they've been opening with like something in progress.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So I open the show and Jeff Jarrett and Dustin are fighting.
Yeah.
And they alert us, this is not a match.
Yeah.
I had just started and I was like...
It was all downhill from here.
And they
This
fight.
is a horrible show.
And
Not
they
just me.
fight. I didn't think it was that bad, but it was bad.
really
It was not good.
It was boring.
They fight. There's no security. Like, your show just started, and 2 guys just started fighting and hijacking the show. Where the fuck is security? They fight and fight. Dustin hits the Shattered Dreams, which they're calling the Dust Buster.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
How did
Yes.
I miss
Like
that?
the vacuum. Yes.
And then he says, Sunday at the pay-per-view. This is what he says. I am going to make Jeff kiss my old man's pimply white ass.
Yeah.
I thought, you're trying to sell a fucking pay-per-view by telling me that we're going to see Dusty Rhodes, in your words, old pimply white ass.
It's not the last time we heard this phrase either.
That is how it went.
Yeah, but at least it was worthwhile when Dusty said
That's
it.
true.
We see a limo arrives from approximately 500 yards away. There's this tiny little limo way off in the background, and these little ant-sized men getting out.
It's the wall, brother.
We're told, there's Bagwell, an animal. He's got a camcorder.
No, actually, who it is the Elite.
The Elite, indeed. Who knew?
And 19 years ago this week, the Elite got out of a limo in the dying days of WCW. And Ric Flair alerted us that he would eat a guy like Donald Trump.
That also happened.
Jesus.
That also happened.
Tastes like carrots.
So we go to the break. We come back, and Buff, as promised, has a camcorder. He is there to film, they say, a documentary about Ric Flair
This is a shitty-looking documentary. Jesus.
and his crew, the Elite. So they're, first of all, I don't know where they are. It's not like an office. There's just like a couch up
They're
against
just
a bare
in the
wood
back.
wall. Yes.
Yeah.
And they're all hanging out there. And Flair is cutting every 2001 Ric Flair promo ever, but he's like whispering.
I couldn't figure out why he was whispering.
Are they in a library?
I was thinking they might have rented out like a library room, and that's why...
It's next to a daycare.
So he did want to prove he could eat Ted Turner and Bill Gates and Donald Trump alive. Says Hogan, Savage, Piper, all those guys who came to this company thought they could run over me. I want them to know I'm still here and they're gone. He turns to Scott Steiner, says, run through your list of victims, and Scott does that. Finally, Jarrett, who you recall had his balls kicked in, he shows up and says, where the hell were you guys? They all try to calm him down. Flair says, Scott, I have an idea, and they leave. That's the documentary.
You know, I couldn't help but notice that Ric Flair called himself a 14-time World Heavyweight Champion in this promo. And as you're aware, in WWE, he's a 16-time World Champion.
They found two more.
Because John Cena, he
17.
tied his record. He tied a record.
I'm sorry.
John Cena didn't break it. But anyway,
Not yet.
so then I'm thinking, fuck, did he win two more titles somewhere that I'm not thinking of? Because the reason that WWE calls him a 16-time champion is because they just took whatever WCW was calling him.
Okay.
But Flair himself is calling himself a 14-time champion. 2 weeks before this thing goes on, I'm like, what the fuck is happening right here? So the only thing I can figure, and I don't know why, is that he was only counting his NWA and WCW titles. He wasn't counting his two
Oh, that
WWF titles.
that would make sense, frankly,
But why?
because he's not on WWF here, Brian. As far as he knew, they were still in a war.
Vinny, if I'm a 16-time fucking champion, I'm not taking two championships away because the other company I'm at war with. I'm taking every fucking one of my fucking medals.
So why?
You hear me?
When he was in WWF, why didn't he call himself the 2-time champion then?
I don't know.
The point is, it's silly.
It is silly.
Thank
We've
you.
wasted a lot of time.
I was going to say stupid, but
There's
I
never been anything silly about Ric Flair before.
saw my
Man,
daughter
this-
running into this room and correcting me.
Speaking of silly, here's a clip from Thunder of Canyon flipping over Smooth's limo. What do you have to say now?
Craig would know this, Vinny, but I don't know if you would or not. But the thing about these little kids is they don't listen to a goddamn word you say
No.
until you say something you're not supposed to. And then they fucking hear you. You know what it's like? Granny. Granny comes over here and she acts like she's deaf. And you try and talk to her and she's like, what? And she does this with her ear. You have to get up really close. But I could be next door and I say something that she can get some guilt out of. Oh, she hears me just fine. Her and Paisley, two peas in a pod.
My child's
it
well
is.
behaved. I don't know what he's talking about.
That child's well behaved too, but man,
Shouldn't listen
she
to
won't hear a word you're saying until you say the word stupid. Then she has to pipe in silly.
She's correcting you?
Yeah,
That's not the way it works, Brian.
it is when I say something
should
wrong,
be.
Craig. If you went up to Cameron and said, look at this piece of shit driver, and Cameron said, Daddy,
I wouldn't do that.
don't say that word.
And he's 13.
He would be right to say that, Craig. Go ahead, Vinny. Young Dragons.
Cameron's 13 years old.
Yes, sir.
How old
to
am I?
believe.
I must be way older than that then.
You're older than 13,
Yes.
yes.
Way
Yes,
older,
you are.
though. But way older is the point.
Right.
All right. Did I mention the Canyon flipped over smooth limo on Thunder?
You did.
You're exactly 13 years older than when he was born, Vinny.
God,
It hasn't snowballed.
it's very old though.
Yeah, he didn't gain speed the last couple of years.
He's not catching up.
No.
My favorite story is still her when we've been dating. We were
This is
dating
high school, everybody.
We were dating
Was
like
it even longer than before Cameron was
we
born?
were dating like a year, okay? And then like her other friend was dating somebody else. But anyway, her friend, she goes, "How long you guys been dating?" And her friend goes, 8 months. And her goes, "Oh, you're catching up with us." That's not how it works. You're not catching up with
That's
us.
not how
It's
time
going like
works.
this.
Yeah, that's like the longest Royal Rumble in history. Or something like that.
Where were we?
So there's rumors that the new owners of WCW are going to appear here on Nitro at ringside. They have
They
chairs,
sure will.
They have chairs set aside. Actually, Brian, they won't.
Well,
Not
kind
on
of,
this
yes.
show.
Not tonight.
They are shown 3 empty chairs with the security guarding them, keeping them empty. They show them 3 or 4 times throughout the show. Spoiler, nobody shows up.
So Bischoff thought he got him. I'm wondering who his other 2 guys were going to be.
I don't care.
I care.
We get a Cruiserweight Tag Team Tournament recap. Does anything actually happen on the show? Like 14 minutes in, there's been nothing. Then,
Bit of documentary.
all right. So then we hear from Tony Schiavone. I wrote down every word of what ensues. Tony Schiavone says, "All right, hold on now. We've just received word that something's gone down in the backstage area. We've got one of our cameras back there. Let's go see what's happened right now, if we can." There is a pause. "Let's go backstage." There is a pause. "Do we have that camera? Do we have that camera?" There's a pause.
They're trying to sell this company.
Scott Hudson then chimes in, trying to save things. "What's going on? Let's get a camera back there." There's a pause. Tony says, "We're trying to get a camera back there as quickly as we can, fans." At last, we cut to a camera backstage. We get 2.5 seconds of Madeja laid out on the ground. And then, after 5 minutes of trying to get this camera back there, Scott Steiner puts his hand on the lens and says, "Get that camera out of here, you son of a bitch." I was crying with laughter. This is the highlight of the show. The Cruiserweight Tag Team Tournament semifinals. Elix Skipper and Kid Romeo versus the Young Dragons.
Dude, this match was fun.
They worked their asses off.
You could have literally put this exact same match on Dynamite this coming Wednesday, and it would be probably better than half of the matches on the show. It was a totally fine little cruiserweight match.
It was very fast and very sloppy.
Oh, wasn't that sloppy?
700,000 moves.
There were a lot of dives.
Not as many dives as the AJ match last week.
There will never be that many dives.
Those men are so
That's
flying to
the
this
world
day.
record.
Eventually, Yang misses Yang time. Elix pins him with the play of the day. And Elix and Romeo move on to the finals, and they do a little dance.
I liked this match a lot. I give this match 2 thumbs up.
So it's the road to spring breakout. And they
It
say,
sure is.
we're at the University of Tennessee. And we get a lot of stock footage of the University of Tennessee with 0 WCW content. Buff Bagwell is so concerned about Madeja that he's filming her in his camcorder. Scott says, "Hey, you've got a camcorder. Let's check the tape."
So obviously this is yes.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Well, we'll get to it in a minute.
Okay. Lance Storm cuts a promo. He knows the further you get from the Canadian border, the lower the IQ in the crowd. And the Mamalukes interrupt with Vito's neon green tights.
Those are something, weren't they?
Burned into my monitor. Mamalukes versus Lance Storm and Mike Awesome. Okay. Doing this match. Mike Awesome's in the ring for Vito. He goes for powerbomb. Vito does not want to be powerbombed by Mike Awesome.
He sandbags.
He's
My gosh.
fighting for his life.
You know what's so amazing about this was you're gonna get powerbombed, dude.
Yes.
What, you think if you sandbag him, he's just gonna put you down and just cover you?
Mike Awesome is known for being
He's
gentle and delicate with his opponents.
He's gonna get you up. And you know what? If you make him work for it, he might be mad. Just fucking go up for the goddamn running powerbomb. He fights and he fights and he fights. And Mike Awesome is a powerful man.
Yes.
And he's fucking fighting. And he finally gets the guy upside down, and in fact, Vito takes the goddamn bump anyway.
And then, that's the finish.
Yeah.
Awesome. He fought over a powerbomb for a minute. Awesome powerbombed him and pinned him.
And the funny thing is, this isn't the worst power bomb on the show.
Well, no.
I just wish I could have seen them going over the match in the back.
Yeah.
Where Vito agreed to take a running power bomb for the fucking finish and then changed his mind in the middle of a live match.
I'd be even more interested to see the post-match discussion.
Absolutely.
What the hell was that? So Johnny attacks. He also gets powerbombed. They put him in the maple leaf, and then Hugh Morris and Conan run down for the save. And because Vito was fighting this powerbomb for so long, like legitimately 30 seconds, this post-match had to be done at Mach 1. They're flying around at the speed of sound out there. Stacy Keibler returns to Nitro. She has a big, giant, baggy dress and a stroller. Lugheads come out, carry her stroller up over the ropes into the ring, and Stacy cuts a promo. She has changed, she says, because of the fans and because of her baby.
I'm no longer the girl who would leave her fiancé at the altar.
She wants us to know she is okay. She wants to introduce us to her newest baby, and then she introduces Sean Stasiak.
What a pairing.
Sean Stasiak.
If only this company had stayed alive a little longer. Things were about to turn around.
With Stacy Keibler, they have a wacky little discussion. Then Stacy says, she says, show him what you got or something, but she wants him to go flex. So then her music starts. He steps forward to flex into a posing routine. But then in the background, she takes off the giant baggy dress to reveal a slightly smaller dress, and then she steals his spotlight by dancing. They've been pairing for 60 seconds.
Well, I think I don't know why. I was trying to figure this out. I think that she was trying to pump up his ego.
See.
Because she told him to go flex. And as he goes to flex, she takes off all of her stuff and dances, and everybody's like cheering and excited and everything. And as soon as he's about to turn around, she stops dancing. So he doesn't know that she was the one getting the crowd all excited.
I see.
That's what I got out of it.
I can't believe how much thought you put into this.
I was flabbergasted when I watched it. I just couldn't figure out what the fuck was going on. I was trying to do some thinking.
I wrote what is happening, and yes, Brian, it was in all caps. So Stasiak notes now that she's in a smaller dress. It's time to show everyone our little pride and joy. And they go into the stroller, and you'll never guess, it's not a baby. It's a stack of Sean Stasiak 8x10s.
See, because she loves him.
Which he then threw into the crowd.
Now, the funny part about that is there was a lot of debris coming back at him from the crowd.
We're not done yet. There's more to this segment. Stasiak begins to run down the fans as fat, bald, tattooed, toothless losers. Out comes Bam Bam Bigelow to defend the honor of fat,
That's why
bald,
he came out?
tattooed,
Yes.
toothless
I was
people.
baffled.
How did
He
you miss
said that.
Well, I know, but I was so busy trying to figure out the Stacy thing that I ignored the promo. And then I'm like, why the fuck is Bam Bam? Is he the father? Oh, wait, there is no father. They've blown off that storyline.
He is factually fat, bald, tattooed, and missing several
I
teeth.
got it.
That-
Wow.
that's a fact.
Fuck, what a storyline.
So he has a horrible brawl with Stasiak. They fight over the stroller. He clears the ring. And Bam Bam says, you think I'm a zero? Sunday at the pay-per-view, we'll see what a zero can do. That was the build for Sean Stasiak versus Bam Bam Bigelow at WCW's last ever.
They seriously can't be doing that match.
Brian.
Oh, my God.
Agreed. It's Bam
Oh.
Bam Bigelow
God help me.
versus Sean Stasiak with the honor of fat, bald, tattooed, toothless people at stake.
Well, since we're not watching it, I got to find out if
We're not watching Greed.
if Bigelow
make this
defended the
clear.
honor of
Let
the
me put
fat,
my foot down right now.
toothless, tattooed dudes. No, he did not. He was beaten in 5 minutes and 55 seconds.
Ah, sounds horrible. Buff Bagwell is filming his crew as they watch his tape.
Yes.
So it's the same tape from earlier, up to the point where Flair and Scott say, I've got a plan, let's go talk. They leave. And then everyone else, one by one, has some kind of excuse to take to go leave. Jarrett's got to go take a shower after Dustin kicked his balls in. Animal wants some bets. He's got to go collect his money. Lex has a match he's got to get prepared for, so he leaves. Finally, it's down to just Buff and Medeja. So Buff starts to ask her questions. How does it feel to be back? It feels really good to be back. Then he says, wait. I got to switch the battery. And he actually took the time to give him a camera with a low battery. You can see the low battery icon on the screen. So he says, I've got to get a new battery for my camera. Then he puts the camera down, but leaves it on. A mystery hand comes in, turns the camera to the wall, and we hear Medeja scream. Scott Steiner's watching this video. He is not satisfied. He's mad at Buff.
I can only hope that we get a conclusion to this storyline before this company goes out of buzzbusiness. I'm thinking we should stop watching right now because I'm going to get more furious with each passing week. All the storylines that I don't get you know what I'm saying?
That's why you want to quit watching right now?
Well, no.
I want to quit because
I
it
just
sucks.
want to quit. I'm trying to come up with an excuse. All these storylines, we'll never find out who attacked Medeja.
Booker T does a promo, how good it feels to be back in WCW. He's been too focused on Scott Steiner. Anyone, if it's Jeff Jarrett, so the Steiner brothers, I think you call them the filthy animals. Even you, Ric Flair, you old buzzard. Tonight, I'm going to stay in this ring till somebody bring their ass out here to get it whooped. So Scott Steiner answers. Before he can say much of anything, DDP is in the crowd, interrupting him. They go back and forth. Scott announces that Rick Steiner will face DDP tonight. He orders Paige's mic cut off. Says if DDP interferes in Booker's match, he will forfeit his title shot. And then Luger comes running in out of nowhere to attack Booker T, and that's the match.
Okay, so Lex Luger runs down. He waffles Booker T. He lays in a beating, and he puts him in the rack. And Booker T has no answer to the rack. And Luger shakes him, and he racks him. And a referee runs down to the ring, and he calls for the bell. Luger drops Booker T. He begins celebrating. I have won! The ref says, no! Announcers are they cannot figure out what's going on. Then the guys start wrestling, and the announcers figure out that was the opening bell.
Yes.
Okay. So that's clever in a way.
I guess.
Okay. But you're telling me this fucking referee ran down and started the match as a man was racked?
Yes.
That was how you started this match.
It's not his fault that Booker
It is. You must separate the men, send them to each corner,
Right.
and then you ring the goddamn bell.
No, that's not what they did.
What the fuck? Who the fuck was this referee? Jesus.
I assume Nick Patrick.
And then they had a match.
Oh, it was boring.
I wrote, was boring, but Booker made a good enough comeback, I wrote.
They did get into his comeback.
It turned into a fine, basic professional wrestling match. And what happened? Oh, yeah. Booker hits a Harlem sidekick. This is a finish, okay? He hits a Harlem sidekick, and he signals for the bookend. And he grabs him, and he hits the bookend.
Yeah.
He wins.
Pins Luger.
Yes.
It's like, you didn't even have... Okay, whatever. So,
Rick Steiner attacks. Cat makes the save. Canyon attacks. DDP makes the save.
a lot of stuff happened.
Yeah.
And then DDP finally ran down. I don't know what took him so long. So then, allow me for a moment. Last week, Shane Helms got a huge makeover.
Yes.
He got a new gimmick. He got a new song. He got a new entrance, complete with live dancing Nitro girls.
That is correct.
I'm like, my God, they're trying to make a star out of this guy. God bless him. And of course, he came down to the ring and he was beaten.
Yeah.
This week, they go to commercial and they come back and Shane is fighting Evan. They didn't even give him his new entrance.
I think that I know why. This is not a WCW thing. This is a network thing. When Shane got new music, Apparently, I have been told, they just took an old Dirty Bastard song and did new lyrics for it. So that song has now been scrubbed from the network entirely.
But hold on, Vinny.
Yes.
But they aired the entrance last week.
That they did. This week, they decided rather than edit new music over it, we'll just cut it.
So wait, he got new music?
No, it's the same music he had last week.
So they were lazy.
Yes.
I got you.
Well, one way or the other, he won.
Yes.
So why didn't he win last week?
I don't know.
I hate this show.
I told you this is bad.
I can't.
I told you this is a
wait
very
for
bad
it
show.
To die. I did laugh that two men are using the final cut at the same time in 2001. One is The Big Show.
Yes.
And one is Shane Helms.
Exactly. Well, eventually Helms would use the chokeslam too, so.
That's true.
Yeah. Shane wins and Chavo lays him out. Disco Inferno is warming up backstage. He's doing his Hindus.
I got a lot of respect for this guy.
Doing Hindus, man. He's a pro.
No, not just that.
Yeah.
So M.I. Smooth comes up, and Disco is supposed to face Canyon.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's not gloss over their greeting. Smooth walks in and says, "Hey, Disco." Disco stops his Hindus, looks over and says, "Well, hey, Smooth."
Yes.
Never been so happy to see this guy.
So Disco is supposed to face Canyon, and M.I. Smooth says, I want to face Canyon tonight for what he did to me, I guess, on Thunder. Okay?
Tipped his limo over.
Yeah.
All right. Imagine if anyone else in the company had been offered this.
A day off.
They all would have said, please. Not Disco. Disco's like, wait a second. I've done 455 Hindu squats. I'm doing this goddamn match tonight. So M.I. Smooth then says, anyway, you don't understand, blah, blah, blah. He finally punches out Disco. A KO punch. Keep in mind, he has no hip movement because he's got one leg. But still, he just goes, and knocks out Disco. And then his line is, you don't understand. This is not personal. It's business. What?
Yeah, that's incorrect.
I don't know.
This was
Now-
a very funny segment.
It was. I'll grant you that, Brad. I did laugh at this. Now, before we move on, who here, by show of hands, who thought that M.I. Smooth was limited here, and who thought he looked just okay? I thought he looked just okay.
Oh, no, he was limited. He lurched out of the room. He could barely move.
Yeah, he was just
All right, that's on me.
Okay,
All right.
good.
Then, they may have said this before, but this is the first time it really hit me. This is the go-home show for Greed.
Oh, yeah.
This is the end. So, we had a promo from the Rhodeses where Dusty... Rhodeses. Dusty wants Ric Flair and Jeff Jarrett to join the Kiss My Ass Club. Before Vince McMahon ever did. Because he was in charge for a long time. He liked people kissing his ass. He wants them to kiss his ass. That's the story. That's what they say. Mm-hmm. He repeats the line about his big, fat, pimply white ass going to be on the pay-per-view.
Let's not gloss over this. This was the worst Dusty Rhodes promo I have ever seen. If I did not know better, I would think he was deeply inebriated.
What?
It was so hard for him to spit anything out. But then at the end, he makes the line about how Flair's going to kiss his giant, pimply white ass. He cracks himself up
That's
again.
all he wanted to say.
Dustin just puts his head in his hands like this. I'm watching this going, that was the worst Dusty Rhodes promo I've ever seen, and it was one of the best things on this show.
Yes.
What does that tell you? And the best part is, they cut from that to Flair and Jarrett watching Dusty's promo. They are howling.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
They are laughing their ass off. And then they have to try to cut their promo.
Yes.
This was the best thing on the show.
They cut their promo. I swear to God, this is what they say. Look at that. He's gotten to. They've gotten to Dusty Rhodes. Canyon versus Smooth. So Canyon now cannot move. He
No,
can't-
Smooth.
Excuse me. Pardon me. Smooth cannot move. He can barely make it down the ramp. He can't do a damn thing.
They
He-
alert us that he's got a concussion.
Oh.
and broken ribs and a torn meniscus.
Where in the fuck is anybody who gives a fuck about anybody?
Don't know.
There's no security.
No.
There's no doctor.
They're out there for charitably 30 or 40 minutes.
Oh, I wrote a lot about this. So they're acting like he's got a concussion, and Canyon is working over his head.
Yeah.
And he's hitting his head, and he's hitting his head, and he goes outside and he gets his chair, and he gives him, like, it was not quite Balls Mahoney level, but it was fucking close.
He hit him really hard with a chair over and over again.
He fucking waffles this guy. This was beyond the mat Mick Foley. He hits this guy once. He hits this guy twice. He hits this guy a third time. He hits this guy a fourth time. It's fucking horrible. The announcers are talking about how Canyon is going to kill this man, or at the very least, this could be the end of his career. Now, as happenstance would have it, this almost was the end of his career.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, because 2 days later on Thunder, he does a tag match with The Shat.
Oh.
And they beat Canyon and Animal.
We're not watching that show, Brian.
Now, there's a lot of things here. First off, if they hadn't done that match, this would have been the end of M.I. Smooth's career.
Yeah.
Because WCW goes out of business in 2 weeks or whatever. Nobody hires M.I. Smooth, and he retires. This practically was his retirement. Now, it wasn't his retirement because he does that tag match, but that would mean that after taking these 4 fucking swinging a baseball bat chair shots, this fucking guy worked 2 days later.
Also true.
He had to have had a concussion. This was the biggest load of shit I ever saw. And then, after all that, there wasn't even a finish.
No.
Nope.
He didn't die, and so Canyon ran away.
We were told this was not officially a match, but they were still out there forever. I told you this was a bad show, Brian.
It's getting worse the longer it goes.
Well, the good news is we're at the main event. DDP versus Rick Steiner. But first, Scott is there to be a shining light on the show.
Please tell me you wrote all this down.
Not his entire promo, but his entire promo was like 5 minutes, but I wrote the best part.
The only thing I wrote down was Scott Steiner making a Hooked on Phonics joke.
He did. Yes.
That was all I wrote, but I was just listening to him, and it got fucking crazier with each passing moment.
This Sunday at Greed, you're going to notice the day of that the weather's going to change. Because the pendulum on which the Earth rotates on is going to be...
Pendulum on which the Earth rotates on.
Yes.
Okay.
Is going to be at a 51-degree axis. I'm going to have the sun to my right, the dark side of the moon to my left, and I'm going to come at you with a vengeance, and I'm going to eclipse your ass. There was more, but I thought that was the best part.
That was the best part.
The pendulum on which the Earth rotates on is going to be at a 51-degree axis. So
What does that have to do with a fucking eclipse?
I don't know. You'd have to ask Scott Steiner. Rick Steiner and DDP had a boring-ass main event match.
Didn't we just see this match like a week ago, 2 weeks ago?
I feel like I was watching this show weeks ago.
I've seen it less times than I've seen the Raw main event last night. I can tell you that much.
Okay.
So there's a spot where Steiner is supposed to block a diamond cutter, and he kind of sort of does it, but not really. They keep wrestling.
Oh, God.
There's
Here's the block diamond cutter by Rick Steiner. He takes the bump, and he gets up. There was no block.
he grabbed the ropes, but he still took the bump.
That was not the best part of this match, though.
Then we are told there is another problem backstage.
Oh, God.
Now Shivani, Scott's his gopher boy. Take a cameraman and get back there. And we see Scott Hudson jump to his feet and run to the back. They do the match. Paige hits a diamond cutter. Now, I'm going to spoil my own finishers report. To this point in the show, every single match had a clean finish. But here, when the guy who is challenging for the title in the main event of the pay-per-view is fighting a guy who doesn't have a title, he can't get a win. He hits the diamond cutter. Animal attacks with a DQ.
So then... So here's the idea for the spot, which I can't even believe they tried. Animal is going to go for a power bomb, but DDP is going to counter it into the diamond cutter.
Is that what they were doing?
Yes.
Okay.
So Animal lifts this guy up and power bombs him.
That's basically what happened.
Well, he tried.
And DDP is trying to levitate because he's not supposed to go down. And it totally doesn't work, okay?
Okay.
So he lands, he takes the bump, He doesn't sell it for an instant.
Okay.
And he jumps to his feet, and in his mind, I guess he's thinking, we ain't trying this fucking thing again.
No.
So he goes for the diamond cutter, but Animal isn't ready for a diamond cutter. So it's practically a shoot. They're hand fighting, and finally DDP gets inside and he hits him with his diamond cutter. I'm dying. He's just so desperate to get this diamond cutter.
So then Bagwell runs in, Luger runs in. Who the hell else is out there? There is an army of men attacking Dallas Page right before he gets a title shot. To which Tony replies, Scott Hudson is in position. Scott, what's going on backstage?
Now, before we go to Scott, Shivani made it clear there is no one else in the building. Everybody else on the show has gone home.
Yeah.
He literally said that. There is nobody in the building to help DDP. They cut backstage.
The Cat is on a stretcher. Booker T is on a stretcher. Scott Hudson has 3 seconds to say, they've been seriously injured. We go back to the ring.
They cut away.
All that work to get him back with the camera. He's on camera for 3 seconds. We go back to the ring. Page has no friends. He's beaten. He's beaten. He's beaten. He's beaten. I didn't even know how it stopped. I guess the guys just got bored and their punching arms got sore and they leave. Page fights to his feet on the ramp when Scott Steiner zooms down the ramp, lays him out with a pipe, and this horrible, awful, boring show ends.
And as a reminder, by the way, the Shat was seriously injured on this show. Mm-hmm. M.I. Smooth was nearly killed.
Yes,
right.
Yes.
They wrestle and win on Wednesday.
You gotta have a good match.
Over Animal and Canyon.
That sounds so horrible.
Dude.
Smooth and Cat versus Animal and Canyon in 2001.
Do you remember, by the way, the now urban legend that WCW got good for like the last 3 months of their existence?
That's a lie.
We are rewatching it. This is not true.
No.
This sucked, I wrote. Thank God it's almost over.
What's the shortest finishers report ever? This may top it. The finishes on this show were clean pin, DQ due to interference.
Wow.
5 matches on this show.
Well, there you go.
None of them good.
You know what's amazing about all of this is, once again, as is tradition when we review Raw and Nitro, the show is exactly 1 hour and 11 minutes long.
You have like 30 seconds to kill now?
I don't know why. But anyway, we're going to wrap it up. And Vinny and I will be back on Thursday with the AEW NXT show. And maybe we'll have news about WrestleMania, since I guess Tampa is going to make a decision about things on Thursday. Whatever that means.
Wow.
They're meeting.
Exciting.
They're having discussions. Yeah. So anyway, we'll talk about that. And that's it. We'll talk to you again after a while.
Good night.
Adios.